So thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. This is version 4 versus stacked ETF2L Highlander Season 21 Premier Qualifier, brought to you by Manco.store. This is Critscast. I am eXtine. We got Wiethoofd on production, joined by CeeJaey. First mid-fight underway here of this best of 3 maps.
Gonna die so early there. Kalis just maybe showing a little bit more Highlander experience there and catching him off guard. And the second, Kalis dies to Wiethoofd very early on, but Spratty's going to take down the sniper very early on there. But the early aggression coming in here from version 4, Breakfast Jr. trying to play that classic spot on the rocks. And it's actually working out for stacks. They are getting a lot of damage down, but they're not getting much presence here, eXtine.
Yeah, we got Ubers on the side doing a good job of shoving things off. That's somebody that I would suggest watching out for from Stack. And he's trying to fly in now, but good defense from Dippy for a bit there. He's eventually going to get taken out by all of that pressure. Breakfast Jr. sneaking forward. Dave does have a charge ready. They might come pushing through over the top of cliffs with that. Kalis now does lead that charge a little bit. They also started getting stuff. Pablo jumping around, but jumps on top of a sticky trap. He goes down.
Yeah, Q-Bone gets taken down in response. Buckets there, running the Ambassador. Uber's actually used by version 4 here. They're getting really aggressive, and Beep uses it just in time to save Ghana.
Yeah, also great job there tagging Kalis with it on the other side from Dave. They also, kind of use it perfectly with 4 HP where you want to flash the Pyro at the start, get him in there, and then at some point you actually just abandon the Pyro of the Uber. He actually was able to sneak through, get the health pack, and then kind of be an obnoxious force from the other side. So version 4 have recaptured the point, just gave up about a little over 30 seconds. So not too bad for the first exchange here. They also have a slight Uber advantage, and 31 did just kill buckets there.
Yeah, 31 actually jumped from his cliff over onto China, all the way around, just to catch out the spies, going around the houses. But again, just this aggression here from Stack. They just want to go forward. They're not really caring the fact that they don't have, and Dave goes down to Wiethoofd. So they're just walking forward. They're trying to take the DM fights. And I think this is really kind of a sign of the team. Like, a lot of players here, they definitely have the quality, but maybe there isn't that cohesion, that synergy on the team yet. And they're trying to take these fights and give everyone a chance to shine individually. And it's working out really well for them right now. Huge advantage for them now.
Yeah, right now things settling in pretty well here for him. That charge, I guess really the question is whether we see version 4 go for a sack play in here to get that pop. Certainly this is the rhythm of Koth right here. Here comes the Demo Man here. Doesn't have support from the soldier though, so he's just gonna get gunned down himself. Now 31 coming in, but he's too late. He's gonna need an arrow before he can maybe even take a second attempt at it. But again, if you just do these sort of plays by yourself, with all these players huddled up on the medic, that makes it tough to do.
Yeah, this is the kind of the traditional hold here now. Maybe a little bit more passive than we're used to. We've even got a level 2 sentry there from Marty on the cliff, but Medic on the cliff with the heavy. Even Scissors is being very passive. I mean, this can be punished quite hard if it's done right. And Kalis is going to go in again. Aswheel 31, so much damage they get, of course, yeah. I mean, so many players huddled in one area. You kind of want people spread out, but I guess they don't lose anybody and they don't drop, so they're not going to complain too much about it.
No, and Dave had to be a little bit, mindful there. Was pretty far forward, but there wasn't massive counter aggression from Stacked. They're certainly happy with where the clock is right now. They're just going to try to step this supercharge and call it as soon as they can. The Wrangler is poked over there. Demoman trying to jump forward. He's going to get stopped by a level 2 Citric Gun. Does get a flash on him. They're pushing across point here, trying to. But Kalis super weak, as he does get the kill on Ghana there. Beep goes down as well.
Kalis got 4 kills there.
Yeah, revenge crits coming in from Marty. Point still in the hands of Red here. Blue hasn't captured it yet, waiting for Dippy to respawn intentionally before they capture it. That's a little bit of a trick with the... oh no, they captured it right before Dippy spawned, so they missed out on that. Yeah, also then 31 going down, but at some point you do have to just pull the trigger and cap it.
Yeah, they waited long enough to get the Kalis spawn, but half a second more and they would have got Dippy as well. So maybe Stacked can take advantage of that. But that Uber was huge from Kalis. Wiped out half the team, did so much damage. Big bomb from Ubers, gets behind, and they are going to take down Dave. Buckets, gets the finishing kill there. But Beep is only joined by 2 players now. So, I mean, they kind of sacrificed their entire team. to get sort of 50% cap time and an Uber advantage, may be worth it in the long run, but questionable at best.
Well, now with their gun going down, that's a nice play from Sprasty. That sets him back a little bit. But I don't know. I mean, you look at the clock, you got to play Koth to the round, and that's certainly a decent accomplishment there to like get an Uber advantage significantly. You know, it doesn't really matter if they give up 45 seconds on the clock in order to do so, as they're certainly looking to push from. Oh no, there goes Sprasty. Yeah, with a double. Get Wiethoofd as well. I think that Wiethoofd was. Oh, that's hilarious. I just watched it on the camera.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get two bigger picks in Highlander on Koth map, getting the medic and then the sniper, can't really ask for more than that. And what was looking like pretty comfortable for Stacked is Beef's walking forward and getting a lot of damage. Breakfast Jr.'s gone down. They're losing players, and you know they have managed to recap here eXtine. But the fact is, they now have this disadvantage, and they don't have control of the point.
Yeah, definitely, you know, a small consolation that they were able to recapture there beforehand. You know, even though that they did lose the medic, that gives you at least a little bit of breathing room here. Dave is on this Uber charge. He's going to come out here. Maybe just spooked by the spy. Maybe they just want to get out here and contest. It's actually kind of earlier than they would like, though, because now Beep at 75% here. They're actually just pushing across point and going to take it as well.
There's only one word for that, and that's a throw. That's a throw. They panicked there. They had this huge Uber advantage. They controlled the point, and they Uber early, like you said. Maybe not necessary. They could have waited a little bit longer until they had sights onto things to kill. But when they did Uber, it was just wasted. The people going forward with Uber didn't look like they were shooting different things. They shot one thing and then they shot another. There was no focus. If you take down two people, maybe even three with that Uber, you can actually get something done there. But Gunnar, again, is so fast, so aggressive. He's really risking it on these mid fights, but he gets a decent amount of damage that time. But this is a really risky play from Gunnar. But it's slowed down. It's slowed down version 4 a little bit, and I think we've got a bit of a pause going on here.
I'll reintroduce.
I think they're just talking in on the chat saying it's 1-0 up. So I think we're restarting from the second mid fight. So currently Stacked are 1-0 up, and it's kind of just continuing from the second round mid fight.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting underway with some live action once again. ETF2L Highlander Season 21 Premiership Qualifier lower bracket semifinals. Picking up this game in action. Actually 1-0 up for Stacked at an extended timeout. I'm eXtine, joined by CeeJaey. What do you see so far, CeeJaey?
I saw Gunnar do this super fast rollout again, and he takes out Kalis with it. And everyone else is just collapsing now and cleaning up the kills. Sprasty, Thazu, 31, and Cubone all going down in that mid fight. Nobody dying on the side of Stacked. A really, really solid mid fight. And Pablo really just kind of going forward and cleaning up the damage from Gunnar. Gunnar being very, very aggressive. He's more well known as a Sixes demo, extremely, very mechanically talented, but coming into Highlander here and just playing aggressive, and as long as you've got a scout ready to follow up on your damage, it's worked out well, like we've seen in the game so far in this series. So I'm going to see what version 4 can do to try and get a force here.
Yeah, they're just trying to push in slowly here. Buckets did get 2 kills. That's both of the flank players. That slows things down quite a bit. Now Kalis getting sniped. Also more pressure now from Ubers. So version 4 just getting picked apart, losing basically 4 players there. In return, really only just Marty getting stabbed down by Sprasty. But Marty has done a good job with his gun in that first round that we saw. And that gun getting sapped down, so not a bad exchange there. Also, Uber is getting cleaned up here by the flank.
He got the force on Dave, though. It's so well played. I mean, Stacked right now using the Uber, and they might get some kills here. They do get force, but version 4 sent their 5-6 players to get the force onto Beep. They don't manage it, and then Ubers by himself launches himself across the map, gets the perfect bomb, and forces Dave. So this is what we were talking about. Sometimes if you've got these individual plays, they can really benefit you. But version 4 do get the cap based off that. Ubers is in again, gets so much damage onto the combo, but reflect kills by 4 HP is going to stop any force happening onto Dave.
Yeah, nicely done there. Stack do have the clock advantage. They have a lot of pressure on the point as well. Dave getting close as Beep gets sniped down by Thazu. So that's unfortunate. That's going to slow down the offensive pressure. Sprasty coming in, going to get Wiethoofd. That's also going to slow things down.
It just flips things on its head there, you know. Stacked are actually in control, having the advantage. They just needed to pressure the point and bait people into to come in and use the Uber onto them. But instead they get they totally lose it because of that TF2 snipe onto Beep. And it seems that Stacked are really favouring going for this cliff kind of holds regardless of the situation, and it does mean that you're isolated into the corner. We see Wiethoofd there just gets taken down by the backstab, not really protected. The Uber's going to come in and they're surely going to get beat here. He's in no man's land.
Yeah, that was actually pretty long engagement from Sprasty. He got the engineer as well, so it was just good work from him off kind of a bogus face stab to engage that whole just kind of fight there. So they are going to hold on to the point here, and they have surpassed the time of stack. This round's certainly working in their favor right now.
Yeah, they're trying to get some pressure on the captain. Yeah, I mean TF2 is kind of on fire right now. Full kill streak.
Yeah, Uber's also got shoved away by 4 HP there, so nice defense. Beep going to go down to 31. It's kind of a long-range rocket behind Rock. He also gets the kill on Scissors there, so 31. Some nice soldier mobility on this map right now, which makes a big difference. Sprasty getting the pistol kill on Wiethoofd. Gonna throw out the Dead Ringer middle as well, so still kind of lurking around, being pretty obnoxious with this.
Yeah, 31's doing so much work, actually. He's just jumping around, and he's surviving. He's getting behind the house. Like, he's just causing a nightmare for them.
Yeah, I actually thought Sprasty was going to completely dodge the pyro flames. Pretty good movement from him, but doesn't get away.
Sprasty's top scoring on the server right now. 18 points, more than anybody else.
Yeah, he's been playing nasty. Big bomb on the top of Chaos, does get the medic. Right on top of Beep, he goes down. Dave gets sniped, so unfortunately, throw your demo forward, you get the medic. Your medic gets sniped right afterwards. Dippy fighting off Ubers will get the kill there. Stack do still control the point here at the moment.
Yeah, Wiethoofd actually is probably really making these openings for Stacked at the moment. You know, getting the kills there, and it's equal Ubers, Stacked in control of the point, and there we go. Wiethoofd 4 kill streak, managed to take down Kalis. That's really going to help things out. But TF2 is doing a lot of work for version 4 as well, and it's kind of the battle between these two. You know, whoever wins this, I think, may actually I don't know, bring the win home for the team. Wiethoofd on a 5 kill streak now. Can TF2 +1 him? He can. He managed to get Breakfast Junior. So both teams playing so passive. It just means the snipers are going to go off on one.
Yeah, Wiethoofd gets the kill on TF2 there. He also kind of surfs away some damage. Beep on the quick fix here. So we have seen this whipped out here. Dave is still on standard. And he's just tucked away safely on Rock here. So without the point being held, they're going to push forward with this quick fix. Will cause the overcharge to come out here, but of course the quick fix does come up quicker. And Beep pushing away with Pablo will be able to get out just fine as this fight afterwards, though, continues. Pablo behind the point, just kind of fighting around it. Should be able to get a capture here. They get this before the overtime. That's a big boost as well. And they do. Just 1 second left on the clock. That means that if they give up the capture, then they can delay it and then get it captured during the overtime period, instead of it just being an instant win.
I've been operating on the idea that Pablo is Polish Pablo, but judging by the ping, it's not Polish Pablo. Is this an American Pablo? 170 ping seems quite high for anyone from Europe.
Quite possibly. I believe there are multiple Pablos, you know. Either way, fight going on point right now here, and Red Team Stack are doing an excellent job here. The overcharge, oh no, Dave, 96%! So quick fix, the call there. Beep getting the round win with his team. They're up 2-0 now on this map.
Again, like, maybe not a throw, but they were in so much control there, version 4. I don't understand how they're like letting this slip away from them, because I mean, Wiethoofd was a big deal. And again, sorry, Gunnar is just so fast, and he takes down Kalis again. 2 mid fights in a row. He's just getting there so fast, throwing out damage, and just kind of thinking on his team getting there to support him, and it's working. Version 4 haven't got an answer for it at the moment.
Yeah, Dave's super weak. Actually almost went down to the festive ball. Buckets gets the stab on TF2. wasn't Dave's face. Dave will get the arrow kill there. In the meantime, Sprasty getting cleaned up, so eyes pretty far forward for Stacked. They're also stacking this point here, putting pressure up on Cliff as well as they do so. Now they're going to kind of back up just a little bit, keep that medic tucked away for a few more percentages. He is on the regular charge though, and does have a slim advantage over Dave, who had to stop healing for a bit.
Again, they're going for this cliff hold here, eXtine. Like, Sprasty knows it, and he's able to just always get a free stab. Every time they go, he gets Marty. He can cloak away. You know, they've got the 7-8 players on this side of the map. It's leaving Ubers and Pablo kind of isolated on the far side. And I just think that version 4, if they're aware of this and they can punish it, but Wiethoofd on a 3-kill streak takes down Thazu. So at the moment, Wiethoofd is just getting a lot of kills and a lot of protection, and this space isn't being abused by version 4.
No, not at all. Sprasty's been able to get work done, but it just doesn't really matter if he's just picking off the engineer or other people in the back. If Dave's going to go down, you know, he goes down to Gunna again there. They've been getting other picks. Now they clean up Dippa as well. Sprasty coming in. He does get the stab on Beep. So nice cleanup there, but, you know, a minute off the point. They're not going to be pressuring into recap anytime shortly here. So still pretty good situation for Stack, especially since they can potentially just close out this map.
Wiethoofd, Gunna, and Buckets are all outscoring their medic at the moment. Sprasty's the only one who's really doing it for version 4, and yeah, he is just consistently getting a kill here and there. He goes in again, he's going to get Gunna, and he's going to probably survive. He cloaks away, you know, like he's just constantly being a thorn in their side, and I feel like they need to do more on these opening picks.
Ubers with a nice bomb in, then takes a point-blank headshot from Thazu, but then Thazu getting backstabbed. Buckets also gets Dave. Now another stab on 4 HP. There's only a few players on point. They will get the capture here, but the question is, can they hold it? And I think the answer is probably going to be no. Dippy eating a sandwich behind the point, but Ghana pushing forward, supported by a Pyro, a heavy weapons guy, and a scout, and a medic. Can't forget about the medic there. Also have Sniper on Overwatch duty. So they are going to control the point here. Easy. Thazu does get a snipe on Pablo, but Beep with it. Ubercharge ready here. Has to watch out. Oh, Thazu goes for Ghana instead. Gets the demo man.
That's an opening, but you know, version 4, they need to get a force here. They need to get a drop or something onto Beep, and make sure that they're in a good position after the fight to get some cap time, because 40 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be really hard for Stack. Sprasty's actually lurking around here. Does go for Wiethoofd, gets him, so sniper down, and Uber is used on Beep, and they've dropped 3 players already, eXtine.
Yeah, very uncoordinated with this Uber, unfortunately. The Pyro Scissors was calling for that. Use that on me. Let's stop this capture. Scissors is late to the point, also gets dropped, and then afterwards Beep kind of circled the wrong way instead of connecting with Pablo. Ends up using a bunch of that Ubercharge on the engineer, who goes down. So they're still, it's not a completely terrible situation, but with version 4 still controlling the point and Dave at 90%, they're able to just kind of play back here. Might concede the point here, but they do have Ubercharge themselves. 4 HP trying to get in and stop it, but Scissors getting a little bit of revenge as the air blast enables Scissors to finish off that capture there.
Yeah, big Uber advantage on Dave, but he just needs the players. It's going to have to be a solo Uber on Cubone maybe, or wait for the respawns and hope they clean up. But no, they're going to go for the Uber now, and they have to get kills, but no, 31 and Thazu have gone down in the back lines. And yeah, the dispenser, Cubone gets absolutely nothing out of that Uber, just puts bullets into a dispenser. Dave goes down, Kayla's down, 4 HP down. This is going to be so hard for them to even get onto the point.
Yeah, this is likely going to be mapped. They might be able to extend this just a little bit here. The Ubercharge actually going on the Pyro for a split second there. But that does close out that map 3-0. Stacked looking very solid on this map. Version 4, I don't know if their timing was thrown off a little bit by that extended pause that kind of made us lose that first round. But, you know, they were struggling against what Stacked was bringing to the table on this map.
Yeah, I mean, again, it kind of came into the DM. Some questionable strats coming out of Stacked, I have to say, but hey, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're winning the game, then, you know, that's it. They're not playing against, you know, SDCK at the moment. They're not playing against the big teams. They're playing in the qualifiers, and as long as they win these games, then they can only beat what's in front of them. And I feel version 4 kind of they had the openings there and they just didn't take advantage of them. Sprasty getting so many opening kills must be frustrating when you're getting 1 or 2 kills constantly, and just opening the door for your team and your team's not taking advantage for it. And, there'd be some question marks. And I feel I'm saying the same thing as I did a few days ago, man. Like, we're moving on to another KOF map and, is it going to change? Is it going to change?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's some elements there that you're like, okay, well, maybe this will work in our favor. And one is that, I mean, I hyped this up the other day. Maybe it's just complete caster commentary bogusness, but Wormtic, is a newer map, and you have to wonder whether Stacked is, really going to be able to throw down on it and, bring their A game. The fact that they just pounded on Product, okay, that gives you a little bit of comfort. And I mean, I think that this map is essentially the same map, but like the mid is granary, like it's very, very similar, in concept and some of the execution. So I think that's, it's like instead of standing behind rock, you just like stand behind the crate, like there's a lot of stuff that's similar. So if Stacked are feeling really good on it, they should just be fine here, but it is different enough. So we'll have to see. This is why they play the game.
Yeah, I mean, not every map is the same. We do actually have combined logs, and with that, I mean, he was a big part of the reason why they won that game, and he top frags there, 28-11, getting just under 700 DPM. The second highest damage on the server is actually Sprasty, so him getting 23 kills, just, in 18 minutes, these are really, really good stats. But to be on the losing team and to be posting those kind of stats must be frustrating. Vazu was about 200 DPM behind Wizat actually. Pablo also putting out big numbers, but it just kind of just almost reads like the DM fights were being won by one side there.
Oh yeah, for sure. 31 actually, I think did pretty commendable work, especially regarding that his like numbers don't really show it. Soldier definitely is a position where sometimes that happens. He ended up 10, 5, and 17, but did get 4 air shots as a notable stat. But also, just kind of bring him up because it's like that's in some sense kind of like a small, the smallest bump on the radar for that team. Because I think in Highlander, sometimes with the DPM, you want to take out the sniper, you want to take out the spy, and then you look at everybody else's DM, stats for damage at least. And Ghana with that fat 550 compared to Kalis's 370 on Demo Man, and then you also look at the deaths in that category, and that right there is just like a huge factor. But besides the Demo Men, everybody else on Stack just showed up for the death match.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with what you say about 31. Like he was jumping around behind, and I think Soldier can it's a map. Product is a map that Soldier maybe doesn't have a great time on because it's so open. It's very easy to deny. But this map can actually do a lot more. Soldier is such a crucial class on Wormtic, so maybe we'll be seeing more of him there. But sorry, go on.
Oh, but yeah, sorry, just to tie into that, his potential was limited a bit by Kalis not bombing in with him, right? And I'm sure you were getting towards that same point. And I mean, Wormtic, it's the same thing. You can send the Demo Man on these crazy bombs. And we saw that in the game yesterday as well with I think I was actually coal plant some of the crazy bombs of just sending your demo and your soldier forward. You can get such great results from it. But if 31's doing it at the time that Kalis isn't doing it or vice versa, then Kalis isn't going to get the success that he needs either. He's dying way too many times and not getting frags. So that shows that he must be going in at the wrong time, not having the support of his teammates.
I mean, he dies 25. Like he got 12 kills, and in one of the Ubers, he did get 4 kills. So like a third of his kills in the entire game came from one Uber. And like the Ubers, he did get beep in another Uber, and I'm not sure if he got somebody else. But my point is, like, a lot of his kills came in during the Ubers. They were very, very successful Ubers. Credit where it's due. But the question is, what's he doing outside of the Ubers where he's not getting kills and dying a lot?
And that was definitely, Dave was just like a few seconds off on a few of those rounds with the Uber charges, right?
Yeah.
So, it was actually a pretty close map. 3 rounds didn't go their way. But also, sometimes you get a little bit desynced if there's a big pause. So they lost 1 round. And then after that, 2 rounds in a row, that just doesn't, I'm trying to hype them up.
I mean, both medics did die the same amount of times. So coming into this second map, I mean, maybe that shows maybe things could be a little bit more equal. I mean, if version 4 lose this,
we
that's
also
it.
had gone on huge rollouts last map. This map, the rollouts were even. I do like the submarine push from Ubers here, just trying to walk underneath. In the meantime, he did get the kill on Dave. Dippy goes down. Wiethoofd getting frags as well. So, yeah, we hyped him up.
Yeah, I mean, it happened.
It happened.
It's not what you expect, though, is it? Like a soldier.
This is just the first round.
I'm going to put that down to Ubers. Like, normally, as a medic, you're going to look into the sky waiting for that soldier to jump you, but no, he's just going to waddle underneath the point and shoot a couple of rockets at you.
And Highlander is so wacky as well. Sometimes those plays work. You just don't draw attention to yourself. Yeah.
I mean, Peace has got this level 2 sentry on the ramp, which is same as Marty, like this traditional kind of, well, I say traditional, this old school kind of method of just having a sentry there to help deny the bombers, to help, watch underneath. So it's going to be hard to do stuff like that down now. But Cubone dying, Dippy dying, was out on a 4 kill streak. The big bomb in from Kalis, just raining stickies down, everyone looking at him. But the force actually does come out.
Yeah, pretty good usage there. They're searching for Dave here. Dave's pretty far back, though, so we'll get tucked away. Pieces sentry gun going to go down to Gona. And Wiethoofd getting another kill there. Scissors with his second detonator kill. Taking out Peace, so the sentry setup has gone down. Pablo pushing forward aggressively. Getting this back as well, so continuing to be a nuisance. Did get the pop out from Dave. And they're trying to make the most of it, but really they just kind of need to kill Ubers up top. They can't quite do that yet. Ubers will be able to back up here.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see that Wiz out on a 7 kill. She goes on Bazu. It's going to be really hard for version 4 to get stuff done without a sniper. Kalis is walking forward and doing his best. It's interesting, actually. Look how far Goner is forward. Just him and Pablo. They're just being really aggressive across the point. It's so hard for them to do anything when the players are just on your side of the map and they're just pressuring you. And this sentry here, like normally in more recent seasons we see the sentry being held in sort of mini sentries in Banana and wrangling across the point. That's not getting done, and I'm just wondering, version 4, they're kind of more up to date with strats, and maybe if they bust that out, it could be the answer for them. Oh, 31 onto the point. He does the waddle strat and he gets the force onto beat.
Nicely executed from him, as Stacked are going to be able to push forward here and get a little bit of pressure outside of the point. And Dave does have the Uber charge here, but they need to get forward, get the capture here, because there's not much time on the clock left. 30 seconds. Sprasty with another stab behind. He's going to go down, though, as does Cubone. See if Dippy can do some work here from the crates, this heavy weapons guy. The Uber charge is out here. 31 is going to go down. Dave wasn't able to connect with them. They were kind of going in opposite directions. And uses... Yeah, Dippy getting some frags from above. They haven't gotten the capture yet. And it looks like Stack do want to come in here. They do want to contest. As I mentioned before on product, there is a big difference if you get into overtime before you concede the point. If they just give up the point now and then they capture, it's overtime. So it doesn't make a difference as much. But they do want to fight it.
Kills. Yeah, Sprasty killed Beep and Breakfast, Medic and Heavy down. So, I mean, it's costly. The thing is, Stacked were doing the right thing. Despite losing their combo there, being so aggressive and throwing out so much damage, it just meant that every kill that they got was a later respawn for when version 4 finally got the point. And when they did, they had about 5 people in a 13-second respawn. So it's going to be an easy recap here for Stacked. There's not much that Dave and Co can do, as try as they might. But yeah, I mean, well played by Stag there. They just know that the aggression and not giving up the point for free, even if it means trading. If you trade at that moment when the enemy team's just about to cap, it means that your spawn's going to be like half the time. So it's worth throwing your body forward and trying to win that fight. And yeah, it worked out really well for them.
Yeah, it's maybe Koth 102 there, but I mean, that is the difference between, having a second on the clock. It could mean that you actually have to capture the point twice, That could be a huge difference there. Both demos had extremely fast rollouts that time, but they kind of shove each other backwards. And over on the blue side, we actually see Peace, I forget the name of the item, but using the teleport to go back to base. He's really trying to get that sentry gun back.
The old Eureka
Thank
effect.
you.
Yeah. Spamfest drove me crazy with that a few seasons ago. Always kept the teleporter up. Just teleporting back and forth. But it does look like version 4 having the better odds this time around. Like, they actually have an uber advantage. I don't know if Beep's not been healing very well. He's so weak! 10 HP, has to run away. And the rest of the stack are going to go forward and try and frag. But version 4 looked like they were winning that, and they got so much damage on the medic. How did they not come to fruition?
Bucket's getting a stab on Dippy is a big deal there as well. That's one of those ones that, probably one of the other major targets for the Spy. That heavy weapon's just such a battering ram. And a lot of times it's just kind of like, almost just like a mobile sentry gun. He just represents the front line. And once he went down there, then there was nobody else who could really kind of stand with version 4 and fight. Dave does have this uber charge, and they're looking to push in here and recap soon. Dave does have to stay a little bit tucked, though, as the sniper is out there. Was at very low health. Sprassi will actually take him out there with a pistol shot. And it looks like they should be able to get this actually, capture hasn't gone down yet. They do use the uber charge. After the charges, should be able to get the capture. Gonna have to flash just a little bit here, but doing a great job with it. Medic Dave backing up a little bit, not necessarily staying with his players here. Gotta stay safe, but sometimes you need to keep your players up.
I mean, that was a huge, push there. Kalis and Cuba and combining in that Uber, they got 3-4 kills, including the medic. Thazu killing the fuck was out there. I was just going to say Thazu only on 2 points compared to Wizat's 24. Thazu not having a great time, but maybe starting to get into the game now, and maybe this is where version 4 get their foothold into this map, because so far it's been very one-sided. And yeah, they need to sound. There we go, 31 winning the DM fight against Ubers. Beep goes down to Kalis.
Yeah, great frag there. Ghana going to be able to get the kill on Kalis. 31, his time roam around is going to come to a momentarily pause. I think definitely, this map, as well as, TF2 maps in general, right? There's certain areas that you need to control, you need to keep an eye on. And it depends on what the other team's strats, what classes they're positioning there. One of the big ones is that apartments area, and Wizat and Breakfast Jr. are just tag teaming up there, while generally it seems like Dippy's up there alone, Thazu maybe working other angles, and it just gives Wizat so much coverage up there, and he's just able to get some great sniping angles. Thazu going down again, so Wizat gonna have more free range here. He does get Dave there. Gets the drop off the charge shot. And that's sort of that concept, explained right there, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about coverage. It's all about making sure the important classes are protected, and that's what they're doing. They're making sure the sniper's got the buffs, the sniper's got the protection from the jumpers, and they're making sure the demo Ghana is getting, the protection on the pointers. Scissors is just running around checking for spies, making sure stuff's reflected, so that Ghana can take those heals, just tank them up, and he's just throwing out so much damage that sniper and demo, two most important classes in Highlander, really. And they're just protecting these key classes, and everyone else is almost like the supporting act, and they're doing really, really well in just maintaining this line.
Yeah, and they're continuing to just kind of get some work done. Marty in the banana area with a level 2 sentry gun. He's got that wrangled across. They got another snipe on Kalis there. Uber's flying around. He's going to go down.
All Buckets.
As does Wizette there, but yeah, Buckets with the kill on Dave.
It's so big for them now because they were at version 4 actually doing really well in this round time-wise, but Beep now, huge Uber ad. He can just chill behind the point. He's just got Ghana for company right now. Scissors. Thazu with the body shot and takes him down. So things flipped on its head. Dave's team now protecting him, making sure that he doesn't die so they can retain that Uber advantage. I should just not talk. I'm just going to... halfway through my sentences, it just goes the other way.
That's alright, Caster's curse for life. Thazu's been a little bit quiet, but he's had a few impactful frags there. We can't lay things completely on his shoulders. We'll see what version 4 can get done here. Kayla's pretty far out, doesn't really have too many players supporting him. 31 was there, but you kind of need your soldier, contesting apartments or creating more space than just babysitting your demo man.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting actually, Pablo takes down Cubone, but nothing really else happening on the side of Stacks. They're trying to pressure the point, but they know that version 4 have the super advantage, so it's almost hesitant. Spasty with a nice headshot. Dazu with another headshot takes down Beep. Where is Dazu holding? I don't know how he keeps getting Beep here, but Dave now with this huge advantage, he goes down to about 35 HP, doesn't force Balls of Steel, and wow, version 4 looking really good for this round now.
Yeah, now it was Dave earlier with some medic missteps, but now it seems like Beep poking his head out kind of the wrong times. He goes down. Really a clutch situation as well, because they really could just define this round. They have an Ubercharge ready to go on the side of version 4, and right now just keeping players tucked. Might get forced into using it here not too long. And indeed, actually, they do use it on Kalis here. He's going to round the corner over to the crate. Dave kind of getting juggled here. Kalis getting thrown away as well. They're going to back up now. Just 10 seconds on the clock here. And Stack are going to get in here, and it looks like Dave and version 4 are just kind of backing up. Might just concede this point and then play it slow, go for a recapture. Not sure how I feel about that. 31 is behind, does get a kill on Marty, who had set up a level 3 sentry gun. He didn't clear that gun out completely. Capture is going to go down. 31 still behind as Cubone putting a little bit of pressure forward. They do get the pop out. 31 going to jump out, but that sentry gun's still there. 31 does sneak away as that gun has finally gone down. Must have been a self-destruct by Marty. It's actually kind of surprising.
Yeah, they're going to have to be aggressive in Stack, because if the cap goes down, they lose. But they are actually getting some kills. But oh no, everyone's getting kills on the other side as well. Beep's gone down to Sprasty, gets a 2k. Kalis takes down Marty. There's only 4 players left alive for Stacked. And their spawns are worse. They have to defend it, and Dave has Uber. It's going to be really, really difficult for them to hold on to this. 10 seconds to go, though.
Yeah, Breakfast Jr. served up a little bit of lunch to Gona, giving him some health to get back in there, but it's just not going to be enough here. He's the last player fighting. He does get a kill on Peace, but the capture goes down. We are tied up 1-1 now.
It still seems, though, like every time version 4 have an advantage, like they had what, less than a minute left on the clock. They had a huge, like 100% Uber ad, all of their players alive, and it still goes down to 3 seconds left on the clock. Like, it just seems even when they have these huge advantages, they're having to work so hard for it, and they're doing really well in that sense, but it just seems that they're having to put in 110%, whereas, you know, Stacks, they're just kind of casually DMing at times and winning these fights, and I feel like version 4 are really going to have to just maintain that level for the rest of this map.
Yeah, certainly. It takes a lot to win. Right now, Dippy, half health, needing an arrow up top, losing control of apartments. Uber is using that kind of space to get the kill on the dispenser. Important stuff. Beat with the Uber charge or quick fix ready to go. So they're going to need to kind of play aggressively to get some use out of this. As we do have an Uber charge ready on the other side, so they're going to try to pressure forward from Stack, get an Uber charge out. Dave, very patient, going to use charge now. But I think pretty good timing on delaying on this. They have lost Sprasty the Spy. It doesn't matter too much, but pushing forward. Don't get a lot done with that charge. So this favors Stack now.
I'm not sure what the quick fix choice is, but yeah, Beep goes down to Dippy on drop down, and he takes that Marty as well. I'm not sure if they're aware that the drop down can be. Yeah, Dippy gets 3. Dippy takes down a third of Stacked just by chilling in drop down. I think nobody really realized he was there. Interesting choice for the quick fix. I'm not sure running it to a mid fight is a wise idea, especially if you're not going to use it on the dot. It's kind of like crits. You're going to get it at the same time, but well, you're going to get it earlier than an Uber. But if you're not using it, then it kind of wasted.
It did work out for them. I mean, they used it across, and then they came back, and then post Uber fight, they did win that Uber fight. But the situation, you know, the unfortunate aspect is that then Dave was able to back away, does have a charge ready to go. Beep on regular charge, so they do have the point, but the charges are kind of off rhythm. So if Dave and company can get the medic kill here with this Uber charge, as I say that, it's dropped by Bizu. And Dave doesn't really even need to worry about that too much. Just needs to actually just capture without using the charge. Marty coming up from behind with the Widowmaker and forces the Uber charge. Great engineer play. They get Peace as well. Widowmaker, one of my favorite guns. So much potential on it. He gets cleaned up though behind. And Dave and version 4 are controlling the point here, but the Uber charges are going to be even as we get into our next engagements.
I think Thazu being at the bottom of the scoreboard during that first round has really kind of got into him, because I swear since then he's got about 3 or 4 med picks. Like, he's just turned it on. He's absolutely on fire right now. And Wiethoofd still maintaining and getting those kills, but you know, definitely Thazu is a force to be reckoned with right now, as Sprasty focusing Wiethoofd takes him down. So Stacks get the point here next time, but at what cost? You know, it's basically equal Ubers and they're feeding players one by one.
Yeah, Sprasty getting cleaned up though, so no threat of a spy for a little bit here. Charges are about even. Uber's on the point. They have gotten that capture. They're back behind containers right now. Ghana very weak, but gonna get healed up here.
Yeah, equal Ubers. I'm expecting Stack to maybe get aggressive with this here, but Scissors has gone down. Uber's used by version 4 early, and this is actually looking not too bad for them right now.
No, not at all. Ghana thrown up in the air, getting juggled a bit. Quite a few players down for the size of Stack Gaming. Uber is trying to work in from Banana here up against Sprasty. Sprasty getting juggled, will get taken out by Breakfast Jr. And Py-bun, though, wrapping around, gets the kill on the heavy weapons guy. There is a mini sentry on the other side, but the capture has gone down for version 4. 1-1 on the scoreboard here, but version 4 down a map. Also down a minute and a half on this third round here.
They're up a medic though. Thazu again got a kill onto Beeb. As I say that, he gets a kill onto Wiethoofd. So, I mean, Thazu just constantly killing Beeb. And version 4, it's not a huge Uber advantage. It's like 30-40%, but it's enough to make Stacks be aware of this. But they're just being bullied out here. It's the DM potential of players like Pablo and Ghana that's scaring version 4 from contesting, and Stacks basically get a free recapture. And this is what I mean. Even when version 4 have these huge advantages, both player and Uber-wise, they're not kind of taking advantage of them in the right way, and they're giving Stacks so much free time.
Yeah, and Highlander can really end up being kind of tricky with some of these situations. Like, you got a level 3 sentry gun, you're like, great, let's just hang out right here. And I'm like surprised they haven't gotten suckered into like a terrible Uber charge, as they're just like in this like awkward no man's land, you know, like you're kind of pushing, you're kind of not. You're gonna end up like bleeding players here shortly, or just having not the greatest Uber charge. And they are pushing players forward here, but I don't think they have enough players around them to really capitalize on this. As Uber charge fades, here comes the counter Uber. Thazu does get a snipe on Breakfast Jr. who's up in apartment, so that's a nice pick. Or version 4 might open some things up. But they need to get in here, need to get pressure on Stacked, and Stacked having time to recover here, get their heals back up. And Py-bun down. Kayla's on point fighting. They're trying to get this capture, but Uber's jumping around here. He's going to be shoving players back. There's a Conquer out on the field. They haven't seen a banner yet all game. Dippity thrown off the container. He gets taken down. Kayla's jumping over, trying to control from apartments. This fight's still going. Version 4 not giving this round up. They're in a lot of trouble here.
Martin getting a couple of kills there, including the medic with the Widow. I really like compelled. I don't know what it is, but I want to watch this demo. Like I'm gonna like wait till it gets uploaded on ETF2L and download the demo, because I don't understand how version 4 have 100% Uber advantage. Beep, the other medic is dead. They have control of the point, and somehow they let Stacks cap for free and let them catch up to get Uber, and then have a worse Uber exchange. It's just, they're giving way too much respect to these players, and they should be going a little bit more aggressive when they have these advantages. Yeah. They have one round, otherwise they're going down into Div 1.
I think it reflects an awkwardness in how to do a forward hold on this point. You know?
Absolutely.
And you don't really need to be too far forward, but there is a difference between playing behind your containers and playing behind their containers, right? You know, are you up on the point itself and really actively contesting apartments? Are you all the way back? And that's where they were. They were all the way back with that Uber charge. And that also represents a fear of Wiethoofd, right? Because that's why you're not going to be playing forward, not sticking your head out.
Absolutely. I mean, players have been getting their heads knocked off all over the place here. And Thazu again, getting him to kill onto Beeb. I can't wait to like unwrap the logs later. It's going to be like opening presents for Christmas. I want to see how many med kills that Thazu's got in this game so far. But yeah, it is a pause. It's going to be an indefinite mid-fight. Get to listen to the sound of a poot. Dippy is shooting Ubers. Ubers is shooting Dippy. What happens next?
Yeah, so back into this mid-fight, still ongoing. Version 4 want to get out here and snag the point. Haven't been able to completely close it off yet. Beep pushing forward here. Has about half an Uber charge, while version 4 bleeding a couple players there. They've lost most of their positioning on this battle.
Yeah, I mean, they had a huge Uber advantage because of the fact that they killed Beep during the mid-fight. They may want to re-push here now, as Sprasty and has opened things up, and Wizat's also down. And that cap means that Breakfast Jr. and Wizat now have a delayed spawn, so it's going to be a while before they're back in the fight.
Yeah, there is an Uber charge out here for Beep. They might use this to block this. Do need to maybe use it to save Ghana. Actually gonna pop it for, I'm not sure why. Doesn't even use it on Ghana. Ghana using the dispenser for a second there. Pushing forward with Pablo and just maintaining their control of the point. Pablo fighting in Banana gets taken down by a Q-Bone, so a successful fight there for version 4 as 31 takes down the dispenser. But Breakfast Jr., Wizat, and then Uber's coming in. Uber's gets 2 kills there. Uber charge used, but the Demo Man is down. Scissors coming in with some more reflection. Nice arrow heal from Beef onto Scissors there to help him stay in that fight.
That's huge from Ubers. Like, he gets 2 kills on the point. He takes down the Demo and the Scout, the 2 classes that you'd want to be in an Uber in this situation, and Dave gets forced by those rockets. So forced Uber, and you don't have anyone to use it on that can actually chase or do damage. And because of all of this, the net loss of that is that Stack still have the point. They're still in control, and they have a huge Uber advantage. And version 4 probably looking and thinking, how have we lost that? Buckets with the double kill.
Yeah, he's gonna taunt because he just doesn't care at this point. You know, this is like also his follow-up of he just gunned down the 31, so Stack just all over the place. A lot of pressure coming down. They've given up that 1 round, but they definitely don't want to give up this matchup. They want to stay in this Premiership qualifier.
Yeah, and they have to do it in this round. If they lose this round, they lose this map, and they lose the entire series. And version 4 will be playing in Division 1 and not get a chance to go for the Premiership division. But Q-Bone with the bleed kill onto Ghana, but the Uber comes in. Pablo is going to pick up 2. Q-Bone, Kalis down. 31 gets backstabbed by Buckets. Ubers is going to go on the chase as well. Dave survives though with Uber, doesn't get forced.
Yeah, a bit of a consolation there with Dippy getting that kill. And Dave able to sneak away. Does go all the way back towards spawn. Doesn't get the health pack, but his regen kicking in, so he'll be all right there. And Dippy getting sniped by Wizat. So they're looking to use this Uber charge, but they're again kind of stuck in these awkward situations where they just don't necessarily have all the players with them that they'd like. Dazu going down there. They do get the kill on Beat though, so Kalis making good work of this Uber charge. Ghana jumping over the top here, getting air blasted all the way back. He's going to be able to get that pack that's back there. Has to deal with Q-Bone now. That's an easy kill for the Scout. Just a few players off for Stack, but Scissors standing on the point, going to do what he can to delay this capture. Well, not completely.
That's so
he does
well
back
played
up
by
a bit.
Ghana. So well played by Ghana. Like, as soon as his medic goes down, he just launches himself forward and goes for the med. And, you know, it's that instinctive reaction you need from players when they know that, you know, their medic's down and what they need to do is get the medic or get kills. He went in, did a ton of damage, got the medic kill. Pablo comes in for the follow-up, he gets a kill, and that's going to lead them to winning this fight now. As long as they don't beef, they don't throw, they're in a really good position for this fight now. And version 4 on the back foot, and it's little moments like that, little individual plays and decisions that can lead to these big team fight wins.
Yeah, things like getting your sniper stabbed by a spy could be a big thing. Dazu unable to provide oversight, but Wizat does get taken down. Must have been some help from other players. Dippy getting the snipe there. Sprasty going down to Marty. Marty playing protection as the engineer. Dippy getting thrown down. He has gotten killed. Beep has an Uber charge ready. Scissors ready to round this corner here. They might try to put pressure on Dave. There is a level 3 gun there. They're just trying to get this capture. Uber charge has to come out from Dave to stop this. Scissors getting flashed. Ghana's right here as well. As this Uber charge fades though, Stacked in such a great position. Dave's got a pyro right on top. He's gonna get the kill there. Players on top of the capture. There's gonna be nothing that version 4 can do. And that's it, the end for their Premiership qualifiers.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this game, It was hard to know because both teams really had one-sided losses against their opponents in the upper bracket. But I do think Stacked maybe came in as the slight favourites. Version 4 definitely had the opportunities, and it was a bit messy from both sides. But Stacked really proving that they were the stronger team here, and you know they're staying alive. They have another shot to try and get into Premiership for next season, and they'll be eagerly awaiting to find out who drops down. But well played by them. And version 4, I think. I mean, they had some solid plays, and you know, looking to Div 1, they'll probably be one of the teams that'll be looking to be in the top half of that table.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's certainly a few small things, as you mentioned, that they kind of need to tune up. You know, worm tick positioning, product. You know, some things as well, just in terms of how they're executing and their confidence moving forward as a team. They also had a lot of nice moments, and I mean, Dave did die less on that final map. You know, so they had better protection. But it's also a matter of, you know, being able to move forward and execute as a team. You know, Sprasty doing a great job. You know, he didn't have maybe as great of a map this map as he did last map. Kind of shut down a little bit more. Thazu, you know, was a slow start in compared to Wizat, and Wizat still had almost twice as many headshots. But Thazu certainly did kind of pick things up in the second half. Another player, though, I want to point out real quick is Scissors. Had huge points, 20 kills, 19 assists, 9 deaths. So, you know, usually you don't really see Pyros all that high up on the damage chart or the kills chart, but Scissors certainly getting up there on kills tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looking at the deaths, it's really interesting. Goner dying 7 and Scissors dying 9. Both of them dying less than their medic. So those guys were staying alive. Thazi got 5 med kills in the end. You know, we seem to see him killing Beep quite a lot, but despite their medic going down, those guys were staying alive. And, you know, they were doing a lot. And Goner, I think, I have to say, probably one of the you know, was that kills wise just having a huge effect, but Goner, some of the decisions he was making and the damage he was putting out and his aggressive playstyle really helped the rest of the players on Stacked be a little bit more comfortable in what they were doing. As you know, a slightly more passive demo, they wouldn't have had anywhere near of as much of an impact. So he did really well tonight.
Another storyline I want to point out that you know, we did talk about in the cast, but I think does get underlined by the stats. The particular one that I'm looking at here is 11 sniper kills by buckets. And, you know, we talk a lot about sniper dominance. You talk about Thazu versus Wizat individual performance. When it comes to sniper, Thazu with 6 kills, Wizat with 5. But Thazu was really kind of rotating a lot more, where it seemed like Wizat was really based out of apartments with his heavy weapons guy. And that makes it a lot harder for the spy to get in there. 11 kills from the spy. That's just going to bleed over in so many different ways and how that affects the whole team, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sniper, that's what the game revolves around. And if you can keep your sniper alive and keep him killing, then you're going to be in the ascendancy. And I feel like Stacked had that going on for them for a long time. And both spies were doing a really good job in trying to get to the sniper. But if he's in a position and he's surrounded by gamers, it can be quite hard to even get access. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting if this is going to be the lineup for Stacks now going forward. If Wizat's going to be main, I'm not sure. He was only murking tonight. If Pablo is going to be their scout, they had captain playing yesterday. So I mean, they have one more game to try and to get through to the Premiership. We do have Envision versus Open Squad. The winner of that gets one of the open spots, and the loser will play Stacked, and the winner of that match is also going to join them. So, I mean, Stacked, if they play against Open Squad again, maybe like we said earlier, they've learned a couple of things. But otherwise, you know, it'd be interesting to see what kind of lineups are going to be going forward.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of brackets like this in the world of Dota 2 and the qualifiers over there. There's a lot of times where they'll do like group stages and then throw the winners of the group stages into a 4-team bracket like this, and then do a double elim for 2 slots of a qualifier. And a lot of times when these brackets seemed, you know, really stacked, you know, you end up with a team that maybe gets a surprising loss in the first round of the upper bracket, and it seems kind of unfortunate. And then by the end of the tournament, you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess, you had 4 teams, like the seeding and the draw just has to go some way, so that team, if they are really the second team in this group of teams, like they'll battle their way through it, they'll work through it. And that might have been the case, that they just got a tough draw being up against Open Squad in the first game. That could have just been the case. But they are going to have to prove it at the end of the day in their lower bracket final. Of course, that upper bracket final, Envision versus Open Squad, the winning team just goes ahead, books their spot in Premiership. Losing team will have to play one more game for a win. Going to be exciting games to see. We don't know exactly when they're going to be, but you guys will be able to catch the games on Critscast. So drop us a follow, a subscription, all that good stuff. We're on Twitter as well. CeeJaey's on Twitter. CeeJaey, you got any shout outs you want to give before we wrap up here?
Just a shout out to Wiethoofd for doing all the production and setting everything up as always, and to you, man. It's always a pleasure to cast with you. It's always a lovely evening to spend watching some Highlander with you, man.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to you as well for joining me. Shout out to the viewers for joining us. Was a lot of fun. We got some Critscast social media links on the screen right now. But that's going to do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for watching. On behalf of Critscast, I am eXtine, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out!
Hi, old beaver! Away!